New this morning, an exchange of gunfire between officers and a man yielding a knife and a gun at a northeast side apartment complex last night ends with that suspect in critical condition. Police Chief William McManus says a call for a domestic violence came in just before 9:30 last night at the Boulevardy Oaks apartments in the 3500 block of Canyon Parkway. That's near Stone Oak. The woman said her boyfriend had a knife and a gun. Once they arrived, the man started shooting at officers from the balcony. They returned fire, hitting him several times.
We could have lost officers tonight, and there could have been other people in the apartment complex injured as well. There were so many rounds exchanged, plus the shotgun round.
A patrol car was hit along with several other cars in the parking lot, but thankfully no one else was hurt. The suspect is in critical condition this morning, but is expected to survive.